nhớ rồi cho ý trọng nhẹ chỉ cái tên là thiết trong phía mỏ chuột xong rồi tụ lúc nào lúc cổ hình tu lúc tiền cổ bé xong sẽ có gì quý học cho bà làว่าnhớ lúc cổ hình tu lúc tiền cổ bé xong sẽ có gì nhớ lúc trong mê đồ thảo nhớ lúc sang Connecticut rồi sang lúcตัวที่อเมริกาgiờ lúc công trìnhเราcái gì cho ý lúc đã lo helicopterเราcái cho lúc tiền chỉ được mong thêm lo cho cô tu cho tàu ba trong phíaอเมริกาya ta thô lo để kêu cho nhớ lúc tới lo chùa rồi gì đâu cũng cho bé một sẽ cho cái kia cho thác cho nó mình gì
cái tin này trả lời ý trong này thà hàn xóa tù nó là giờ cho thà hàn xóa tù khe chỗ này hay là bé tù chi nó nè tù nó giờ lu nhớ hồng nó giờ lu Hillary helicopter lu này xí lu nó tù nó giờ chi plau tù chi nó giờ tù chi mê cá tù chi plau tù chi POW tù chi state lo represent cho lu nhớ hồng nó họ hay cho khó chỉ tao thả thì si lúc trẻ chỉ biết chỉ muốn nhẹ tàu chỉ xong chỉ biết chỉ muốn nhẹ nè lúc trẻ lúc tao nó chỉ lấy bỏ thì biết cho nên biết chỉ muốn nhẹ chỉ lấy bu biết sĩ lúc trẻ họ in ra nè chỉ nên cho tha hàn cho tù giờ lên từ mua cho bao vát tia thì nữ dân giờ tha hàn biết dân mua cho đua thì là nếu mua nữ khó background đi cha nên tí to cũ na nên tí to cũ cũng mặc khen nè tại vì thì bây giờ tôi cho họ mà ta chỉ nó bên mua và này phunว่าbỏ cho story là cho họ bên mua luôn chén cho họ cho xa tua chỉ giờ mua colonel suy ra cú xa to vậy kho kế sinh đầu sĩ tuần này phun bỏ kế thằng đại nhá tao sinh là giống muốn cho họ nó nè khi rồi cái tin cho sẽ được bỏ hay cho khó mà chỉ lý nó là một chỗ bỏ bể chỉ lấy cho thì xem này yêu đã chỉ nó nè thì chỉ lấy chỉ bù bể cho ấy cái thế nó thì是看到这边已经传到，还得边有洗老我的鸡，也边是个工地，这边是啥哩古董不懂了啥，还得边有蓝标个刀一路接领的，老我边都抓错扎错呀，蒙家里给在做好了错扎错呀，开做呢的，考下就要说下容呢，老么做不白，努不当天呢讲不弄人大讲懂呢，有么打一些了。chỉ lì rau này to chỉ nhiều đó chắc nó là khi cho nên sẽ được bao liền này ở chỗ cũngยัง bất động xiong nhá sinh khi này đi kể ở chỗ
một trong tụ mong thêm lo cho cô tu cho tụ cộng công trình nó thêm một trong tụ trong phương America thằng xe tụ cộng công trình nó đi dạng ngộ thea rồi gì nó cũng cho bé một sẽ cho cái hài lù nhớ trong được công trình nó.
As a Commissioner of Veterans Affairs, I have the privilege of leading an agency with the mission of serving those who have served. And with those four simple words comes an awesome responsibility, because you all know that it is only because of those who have served that Americans are able to live in this free and democratic nation, something we must ensure that the people of this nation never forget. Unfortunately, as I have said in the past, and I will repeat again and again, this nation has at times failed to take up the mantle of supporting its veterans and their families. This was especially the case for our Vietnam veterans who unjustly had to endure the insults and attacks of protesters and politicians and the apathy of an American public to their plight. What the protesters, the politicians, and the American public at that time forgot, and what we must remember as a nation, and what you all know, is that it's not the veteran who starts the war. It's not the veteran who determines national policy in conducting that war, and it's not the veteran who gets to sit at the negotiating table to negotiate a ceasefire, an armistice, or a lasting peace. But it is the veteran who served, who fought, who suffered, and who sacrificed, no matter their personal political feelings, because they answer to a higher calling, that of duty, honor, and country. To the Vietnam veterans here today, thank you. Thank you for not losing faith in the American people. Thank you for your service. Thank you and welcome home. This nation, a nation created and maintained by those who have served and those who continue to serve in our armed forces, we have a responsibility in this nation to ensure that there are no more forgotten veterans, no more forgotten wars, and no more forgotten or forsaken families of veterans. And this includes not forgetting the service of the U.S. Special Guerrilla Unit Special Forces. It was these Lao and Hmong soldiers who too served, who too sacrificed, with many making the ultimate sacrifice during the Vietnam War. They trained with U.S. personnel. They worked with and for U.S. personnel. They engaged in extraordinary and dangerous missions, including rescuing U.S. personnel behind enemy lines and interdicting enemy troops along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. They were our allies and brothers and sisters in arms in the fight against communist aggression, and they deserve to be recognized as such. But proper recognition does not only come with words, but in actions of government at the federal and state level, which is why I fully support the President's signing of a new law to allow these veterans to be buried in U.S. national cemeteries and soon in state veteran cemeteries. I urge those of you here today and across the nation who have attended this event to lobby the cemetery administration to ensure that they push out rules of eligibility so that we can honor these veterans properly. In addition to honoring the SGU veterans with burial rights in our Middletown Veterans Cemetery, I commit to you that if I am still commissioner in the next legislative session, that I will advocate and support legislation that recognizes our Lao and Hmong Vietnam veterans and makes them officially eligible for the Connecticut Wartime Service Medal, the Connecticut Veterans Driver's License, the Connecticut Veterans License Plate, among other benefits. And it is through the dedication of monuments like this today that we remember and thank those veterans who served and sacrificed and communicate to a current and future generation the importance of service to country and the debt that this nation owes to members of the SGU veterans. Thank you, General Saar, and the members of the SGU for your service during Vietnam and thereafter, to your fellow SGU veterans and to all veterans. I also want to thank General Yvonne, the Adjutant General of the Connecticut National Guard, for his continued support of our Connecticut veterans and of your causes. To all who have served, no matter your branch or when you served, you raised your right hand. You took that oath to protect and defend the Constitution and this nation, but also hundreds of millions of people across the globe. Thank you for your service. Thank all the veterans here for their service. May God bless our veterans, the members of our armed forces, all of you, and the United States of America. Thank you.
我做了比较是那个我做努那边东的那是那个要不谈帮忙他要到蒙也就有要做Minnesota 到叫到少数那到泰到被路 monument 那我做做的不谈帮忙了要是那个ในวังสร้างตัวแคลิฟอร์เนียตัว了要ก็ในปั๊มเดียท่อตัวจวนเจียตัวกำลังส่งจื้อกำลังความไม่และส่วนเล่นส่วนตัววันนี้จะได้โจนะเขาน่าอย่างอีกข้อว่าเป้เราว่าสัญลักษณ์ให้แต่เป้ต่อว่าเขาหลุดอเมริกาเทลีมั่วข้ออาเนาะเท่าข้ออาเดียวอีกเกินเนาะเท่าลุงยงหงเนาะเจ้าเราตัวเป้ว่าเขาเนาะว่าอีกข้อว่าเป้ตั้งเป้ตูแต่ตอนเต้นเราเป้ชวนเต้าอย่าเขาหรือเป้เจียงว่าเคตัวนี้จะได้ป้อให้แต่หมดได้จีว่าเคตัวนี้จีว่าจะได้โจในตัวชับเลยนะมันจะลงเชื่อตัวประธานปามาเจ้าตู้สอสื่อตัวไทยทีวีนะจะไปเชื่อเลยวันนี้เชื่อเลยโจนะโจ
Good morning, everybody. Distinguished guest, General Yvonne, Veterans Council, Governor's Foot Guard. Again, I'm only here because this is something that started 5 years ago. I was asked, just because of my aviation background, to give them a hand. This project started in Bristol, and unfortunately, they canceled it and moved to Middletown. So Middletown, I think this is a great place for this monument. I'm privileged to be part of this monument. As you know, in Connecticut, there are UH-1 Hueys sitting on monuments and pedestals. I have one in front of our facility in Bradley. That just means that we flew that aircraft. We have one in Camp Niantic, Connecticut. That just means that's a specific a model aircraft that we used flying in and out of there for over 20 years. This has significance, okay? This is a national monument. The history behind this helicopter is phenomenal. This was in Vietnam. It was in Laos. It was in all these places that the SGU was. So the history fit. And when this started about 5 years ago, they said, hey, we have a Huey. It's at the Hartford Technical School. We need to get it and have it erected somewhere. Excuse me, I'm a little sick today. So once we had the go forward with the where we could pick it up, we brought it to a storage area in Bristol. We had it there for almost 2 years. We finally had the time to get it painted, and it was painted by the Connecticut National Guard's depot level maintenance, the TAWM in Groton. And as you can see, it's a beautiful helicopter now. And then it sat, okay, until we could figure out where the perfect place was. And again, Middletown, congratulations, you got a great monument here. So getting it here was no easy task. So with that, there were quite a few corporations that I'd like to say thank you to. D'Amato Construction of Bristol, Barnhart Crane Company of Middletown, Summit Crane Company of Plainville, and Dabco Industries, who they let us store this aircraft until we could bring it out here and erect it. And then, of course, there's one specific today that we'd like to thank. And if I could have Mr. Christopher Holden come up here. Okay, so presented to Middletown Public Works Department, Mr. Christopher Holden, for your generous support to the Special Guerrilla Unit, SGU Monument, providing leadership, logistics, and overall vision by having the town of Middletown represent such a unique part of history. You and your team's dedication and expertise in design and location will undoubtedly last for generations to come. On behalf of the SGU Committee, the Middletown Veterans Organization, and the UH-1 maintenance crew, we thank you for your outstanding support. So I'm going to wrap it up. And again, there's some other people behind the scenes. I'd just like to put a shout out to all the men and women of the Army Aviation Support Facility who volunteered some heavy duty hours in here off on their own time to get this thing up here and established. And again, I think it looks great here, and enjoy for the future to come. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to be here with all of you. And in particular, it's incredible to see in this weather, in the cold and the rain, so many people come out to honor our heroes today. And I appreciate you all being here. I actually would have been here a little bit earlier, but I had a hard time finding parking, which is a good sign when we do something like this, that so many people are here to honor our heroes and to pay their respects to the sacrifices that those heroes made. So thank you. We very much appreciate your presence and the respect that you're showing today. We're fortunate here in the city of Middletown because all around us, we're surrounded by heroism. The men and women who have served nobly in the armed forces are regular contributors to our city's life and to keeping alive the memory of what they did in combat, what they did in service, and the men and women with whom they fought. The hallowed grounds where we're standing are a memorial that will last in perpetuity to the men and women who lost their lives in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, and now, of course, to the men and women who served in the Special Guerrilla Unit during the Vietnam War and saved so many American lives. General Sarr, it's been an honor to get to know you and to get to know the men and women who served under your command. To hear about the stories of your heroism and the bravery of the men and women that served with you in saving so many American lives and in helping advance the cause of freedom in Southeast Asia is humbling. And we're deeply appreciative of your efforts, your contribution to our community, and we are appreciative of this living history around us. Not only because we now have this here in Middletown, but because this serves as an educational tool for the young men and women in our community, the boys and girls who are going to grow up here and be able to come to this park and to learn about the men and women who are memorialized in the Trees of Honor, to learn about the men and women who served during the Vietnam War and whose history is wrapped up in this Huey helicopter behind us. If we only listen, we can take heart and internalize the lessons that the men and women who have so nobly served have to teach us. So, General, in honor of you and in honor of the men and women with whom you served in the Special Guerrilla Unit, I am very honored to proclaim today, Saturday, October 13th, 2018, as General SAR Day in the city of Middletown. And I'd like to present you with this proclamation. And thank you for your service. And I'd like to introduce Representative Matt Lesser.
Thank you, Mayor Drew. Thank you, General SAR. Thank you to all the veterans, American and Laotian, who are here today to remember a forgotten part of the war in Vietnam and surrounding countries. You know, my wife texted me this morning. She heard a boom and asked me if Middletown was under attack, and I assured her no. This is a ceremonial cannon that we're firing to dedicate the Huey helicopter here. But I think what's important about what we're doing here today, what we're doing here at Vets Park, what we're doing with all of you, is making sure that this chapter of the 20th century is never forgotten. That in Middletown, we remember the acts of heroism by the Laotian SGU, and by the Americans who served alongside them. We will remember you, and forevermore, on behalf of the Connecticut General Assembly, I'm proud to welcome all of you to Middletown and Connecticut, and make sure that we will never forget this incredible story. Thank you for coming out this morning.
Thank you, General Obregon, General SAR. Today is a great day, as the mayor said, and this is a total tribute to Middletown and to the folks. And I believe the sun is out today, and that's because all of you are here to represent and to recognize the history and commemorate the past, which is often something that we don't do. My message today is very simple. So, distinguished guests, members of the Veterans Affairs Committee, and most importantly, our Vietnam veterans and our SGU partners, welcome. It's truly an honor and a privilege to participate in today's ceremony. My simple message is thank you and welcome home. Welcome home, and thank you for your continued service. My dad was a Vietnam veteran. I still wear his dog tags right next to mine, so you all have a special place in my heart. On the micro level, I can understand the challenges you've faced in combat and upon your return home. I experienced firsthand the long-term effects of my dad's service and how he often refrained from openly speaking about his experiences for fear of being misjudged. I remember his struggles with the VA and the impacts of Agent Orange. But today is a special day because we recognize our partners. Today, our national security strategy could not be executed with partners. And our friends from the SGU, from Laos, have sacrificed alongside of our service members, and they still do today. And for that, I want to say thank you. And on behalf of the soldiers and airmen of the Connecticut National Guard, I want to say to the Vietnam veterans and to our partners, thank you for safeguarding the respectful treatment of our guardsmen and our service members today. Thank you for guaranteeing that our nation, as a nation, we will never admonish the sacrifices that veterans endure. You blazed a trail in ensuring that future generations of veterans and service members are properly recognized, respected, and cared for as a result of your selfless service. So thank you, and again, welcome home. Thank you very much.
And as our tag just said, welcome home. It's something, the words that we never heard of Vietnam veterans until many years later. And your men in your unit did such extraordinary work for us as allies. And there'll be many more names, without a doubt, on the Vietnam Wall if General SAR and the special guerrilla units were not involved. They saved many helicopters, pilots, and crew. They faced many battles, and it's weather like this that really hits home. The monsoon seasons that we all endured. You close your eyes for a moment, and when you hear the sound of the Yui, you're back there again. And I can't thank you enough for stepping forward, because you had your own battles in Laos. You had the Laos communists. And if they ever captured any member of the special unit, Laotian Special Forces, they would have been tortured, and ultimately it was a sentence to death. You chose to support the United States in our mission. I wish our country did that. But as our Commissioner of Veterans Affairs said, you don't blame the warrior, you blame the politician. But unfortunately, that didn't happen during our time. And as far as what you special Laotians are entitled to is the health care. You go to any VA hospital and you can see the effects of war. And to have you be excluded is inexcusable in this country. You stood by us. You saved our lives. You fought with us. And not to be deserving, you earned every benefit that us veterans earned. And we need to keep fighting, and we need to get Congress to act upon it. We're all getting on. We're all getting older, but guess what? They're not going to wait us out. We're going to speak up. We've been forgotten for so long, and everything that you did, you earned. It wasn't given to you. You earned. And on a special note, when I was in the Connecticut legislature, I passed a law. We were the second state in the country to have March 30th as a Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day. And believe it or not, I was told we didn't need a law in Connecticut because it can be up to the discretion of the governor. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not leaving up to anybody's memory because we've been forgotten for so long. I want it in law. So every March 30th, there's a ceremony at the Capitol. It goes for about 45, 50 minutes to remember our Vietnam veterans, those who ultimately paid the price, those that are living with disabilities, those that are living with mental illness. War takes its toll on a lot of people. And by God, I want my kids, my grandkids, and your grandkids to remember it was honorable to serve in Vietnam, and we will never be forgotten. And I've known General Sarr for a good many years. He speaks from the heart. And I've seen your unit many towns. In East Windsor, when we dedicated we saw the moving wall, things of that nature, they're always there for us. And it's about time our country's there for them. You've done so much gratitude, and like I said, and I'll keep repeating it, without your involvement as an ally, we would have had many more names on that wall. So, welcome home, and God bless each and every one of you, and I'm proud to be honored to be with you, standing next to you. Thank you, and God bless America.
Public speaking, I didn't realize I was going to be called on, but it's very natural for me to be able to support not only all the Vietnam veterans, but especially the SGU. I first met them when, as Ted Graziani said, we brought the moving wall into East Windsor. And we would not have had such a successful venue without them. It's then that I began to learn more about what they actually did. And I have to say that I'm almost humbled, but I want to tell you that I am a Vietnam era veteran. and I will not misspeak about that. And I want to tell you that I am working extremely hard. I'm a veterans advocate. I'm on the Veterans Commission in East Windsor. I used to drive a wheelchair bus taking veterans to appointments. And I'm also one of the founders and board of directors of the PTSD Foundation in North Central Connecticut. One of the overlooked and unforgotten things that all veterans are not being dealt with properly in terms of mental health. There's some help on the way, I'm sure. I just want to say that I'm continuing to support the SGU along with many of the other people here that have spoken on their behalf, and we will win this battle to get them veterans health care benefits. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me here, General Saar. You know, I'm not sure how many of you understand the significance of the ocean flag. I'm going to ask the color guard to step out. The flag has the land of 1,000 elephants. General Saar has been my tutor. The land of 1,000 elephants indicates wisdom, insight, health, posterity, and family living. That's what that flag stands for. Now, above the flag, we have a helicopter. That helicopter symbolizes the American eagle. The American eagle is another animal which represents the United States of America. So now we have two colorful, insightful learning experiences for the children who visit here. Jeremy, one of the things that I'd like to mention is the fact that all of us have inside of us a time machine. Some take us back, they're called memories. Some take us forward, and they're called dreams. Our dream, at least when I worked in Bristol here, was that we would have this memorial. The dream has come true. Thank you very much.
Still a captain. I did not get promoted to chief yet, in case anybody's wondering. Mayor, you heard that, right?
I heard you.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, fellow veterans, General Saar, our brothers and sisters from the Special Guerrilla Unit that served during the Vietnam War, on behalf of the men and women of the Middletown Police Department, sworn and civilian, welcome to the city of Middletown and Veterans Memorial Park on this 243rd birthday of the United States Navy. I thought I'd mention that today, in case anyone forgot. My name is Gary Wallace. I'm captain with the Middletown Police Department. Before my 24 years of service here, I served 4 years in the United States Navy during the Persian Gulf War. My family are not strangers to military service. My grandfather was a World War I Army veteran. All three of my uncles and my father served in the Army during World War II. My brother was a Navy veteran from the Vietnam era, and as I stated earlier, I served in the Navy during the Persian Gulf War. What I was sadly a stranger to was the reason that we are here today. The secret war inside of Laos. Until a few short weeks ago, I had never learned about arguably one of the greatest sacrifices of a people to defend and stand proudly with the United States in conflict. Today, I am personally filled with more pride and honor to be in the presence of some of the most courageous men and women I've ever come to know. Given the set of circumstances back then, the very violent war between superpowers that surrounded their homeland, the risk of instability in the region, and the false honoring of opposing governments to allow Laos to remain neutral territory, it seemed almost impossible for the Hmong people to live in peace. Choosing to fight for America did not mean guaranteed success or the survival of their people. Evidence of that has shown that the tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people from the region that now live here in the United States after fleeing from certain tragedy. Our people And although you may have been stripped of your homelands, you were never stripped of your pride or your bravery. Every opportunity and benefit given to U.S. veterans should be extended to our brothers and sisters from Laos who serve proudly alongside United States servicemen and women. I, for one, am so grateful that you have opened up your eyes, our eyes, to the truth and continue to push forward in bringing this valuable piece of history to the forefront. As I have learned in this short period of time, others will too. We should never take for granted who our next door neighbor is and what greatness they may have achieved in their lifetime. Thank you, General, for this opportunity to attend today's ceremony. I thank each and every veteran who's here today, no matter where you served. Your service and sacrifice is truly appreciated. Thank you.
It's a great honor to be at this dedication for this monument. It's so important that the country remembers the sacrifice given by these great men. Our Vietnam Memorial Wall has 55,000 soldiers on it that lost their lives for freedom of the United States and the people of Vietnam. The people of Laos lost 35,000 people that are not on a wall that we represent today with these boots and this hat as a representation of those soldiers. And that's what this monument truly is for. It's for these brave men that have survived the horrendous situations they were in, but also for those men that did not survive. And least we forget their act and their service for their country and for our country. I'm here on behalf of Major General Gregory Bone of the United States National Reserve Corps, headquarters in Mobile, Alabama, and I'd like to present to General Saar an award. Sergeant James, if you'll come forward. Presenting the award for General Saar will be the commander of Laotian forces in Alabama, Lieutenant Colonel Phu Vong Satsamba, a survivor of the Battle of Skyline Ridge. Colonel Satsamba. I'd like to read something from Major General Bone. Whereas to all who shall see this present greetings, know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in patriotism, valor, fidelity, and ability, whereas the United States National Reserve Corps recognizes at this time Major General Saar Fatasak with the Medallion of Service in recognition of his service to his community and to the United States of America. Whereas service to others is the benchmark of American character and American spirit. Therefore, be it resolved that the United States National Reserve Corps does hereby proclaim October 13th, 2018 as a National Day of Recognition for all service personnel to observe the SGU Monument dedication. On behalf of Major General Gregory Bone, National Commander, I present this to you.
I am Pamantao from Minnesota, President of La Veteran of Minnesota. Today, I speak more because a lot of women and old men not speak English and Lao. Today, President Pamantao speak more. On the Chancellor, ta còn lại phong sáng, và thằng một tổ chung, gặp nó Pamantao bé cho nó tổ hôn nó.因为背后的America我到เขาประวัติ那种被叫 SGU 我รู้จักอย่างนั้นต่อลงเจ้าเท่าเขาขนาดตัวชิบังตัวจังเขาไม่ได้จะเวียกก่อนตัวเวียนเศร้าเวียนนานตัวจะเลยน้องเป้ยอีจอจุจอล้อจับเลย
giờ lên nó cũng tốt xấu nên bố sản một tổng con nó yêu con kinh cử cho bên mong cũng to nó cũng thao dùng xa ta yêu cho lưu cho mẹ cho nhau cho hút khăn tí kệ thì con nó vậy khó dùng hay cho bên mong thì giờ lên dùng xa cái lúc mình cả lúc đấy cho nó sau bây giờ mong rồi này cũng sáng có bây giờ mong to nó Andrew này bố sản một tổ chung mẹ chỉ khăn nó cho bên mong tay mong tu giờ lên cũng ba mà thao cũng thao khoa dùng xa我讲。
nhà rong ít chỗ này chỉ có thể trả sẽ được bây giờ có tốt cho nhà số lô rát số lô city số lô state nên chỉ taoตัวbảo nó bâyตัวขนาดยังขาตัวหิว天将炸ขาbây giờแต่后bâyตัว我了了xử lý bây giờ choตัวnhà hàng rong choตัวthì kể là mua choตัวthế chuyện nào là toàn chạy là muaแต่สิชอแล้วป้อนเนี่ยไม่หยอชอแล้วตัวละกี่ข้าเชิญนะอย่าอีข้าจังจึงไปอดแต่เขาหรือนะไปเราอดต้อนแต่ท่านทำว่าป๋ออย่าเนื้อตัวไปตัวจ้อเนื้อว่าเราจ้อไปเราตาลูกเชื่อนั่นตัวตอนใหญ่ไปเลยแต่สิไปชัวจะจังย่อตัวที่ตาจังชัวตัวชัวกี่ย่ออย่าลีนะจะต้นสายเราตันได้นะจีย่อเราป้อที่ป่าขนาดไว้ข้าเก่งกือไว้ข้าจะจ่าเต้เนี่ยเราเนี่ยตอนเด็กเนี่ยเราไก่หลอนตอนเราชิดตัวหนาวจืดอย่างมั่วขาเขาตัวจางแต่เนาะเราสิจะไหนคำไม่ยังเหม็นเนาะไว้ขาลักตัวเนี่ยเสด็จเลยตอนเด็กอย่างนี้เสียแต่เนี่ยเสด็จตัวจิตเต้าละเป็นตัวจ้องคนพอสมควรสุดที่จะหน่าช่วยอเมริกันต้องเต้าตัวให้เราซัพพอร์ตนู่นเนาะอย่างนี้เขาจังจึงโตเป็นจะจิตเต้าตัวก็เนี่ยป่าได้ดูแต่เขาไปมองTV นะจะยังเขาจังตัวนี้แล้วนั่งตอนที่สายเจอเนี่ยเสด็จตัวกงคนนั้นยังเขาไปยังตัวไว้เขาเก่งกือกี่เจยังเขาเส้นจีตัวไปจะเนี่ยจะจิตทาเราเท่จะหล่อล้นนั่งอยู่แล้วเขี้ยวหรือระยะตอนที่ยังเลยก็สายเดียเนี่ยปอดได้ด้วยนะเนี่ยกาเชื่อรงชโลได้เชื่อมั่นกรณีในภาษาที่คนในบทต้องก็ยาตูเขียนยาลูรัฐคณะที่เกตเนาะแต่ไปจีนยากองเตซึ่งก็เขาเชื่อนะยาอุเขายาลอดชาขนาดแต่ระยะตอนที่เราไปให้มองบลาโอเคยาลินเดอร์我讲到这些แต่ไปสิ่งที่ระยะตอนที่其他几个我讲
But try to speak English, okay? I don't know what I can do, okay? You know what I come in here? I need money. I need money. Oh, you too, huh? Okay. Thank you very much. I've been a member for SGU long time under Mr. Tsar and Botong. Most people here know me. Okay? I think Mr. Tsar doing the great thing, everyone already, but I will do myself. I will say like I like it. Okay? Okay, thank you for everybody coming here. I believe some of you coming from Washington, D.C., okay? And some of you may come from community, corporation, incorporation, and around the United States, from many states, okay? And some of you might come from the VA, our friend department, okay? And most of the people come from the city of the Connecticut, or the state of the Connecticut, and the middle town, okay? And we thank you for everybody that helping us, support us in the past, and now, and for the future. We still need you for the future, okay? Okay, I will talk a little bit. Please, okay, yeah. Okay, let me talk a little bit about. Okay, on behalf of the General Wang Pao. General Wang Pao is a person 6-7 years ago. He is a commander
Region 2 and also be commander of the SGU. Okay? Okay, I just let you know there. Maybe we don't have time. Maybe Mr. Sam might beat me up. Okay, thank you. I have something. Okay, thank you very much. Hold on, please. Couple of minutes. Okay. That's the book. The book. Yeah, hold on. Yes, I give to Mr. Sa, and he will show everybody. I got from my Hmong community.
Wow.
Yeah.
You give $1 million for me?
Yeah.
There's a picture. You can open here. That's a CIA headquarters north in Laos. Someone never saw say what CIA headquarters in Laos. That's the one, the airport, secret airport from United States.
Okay. This one here we call Lima Sai 20A in Region 2. SGU or military region in Laos, we have 5 regions. Region 1 up the north, the Luang Prabang, the one I belong to from beginning, before CIA recruit me to Special Force for 2 years. And Region 2 over here, General Power Control Region 2. This is Lima Sai 20A, CIA headquarters right here. Yeah, you can see here, actually airplane, airplane they can run down from on this side only, because you see there are a lot of mountain over there. Yeah. CIA headquarters, yeah, right here, Connecticut office. Yeah, Connecticut, he go in Laos from 1959 to 1975. Anybody want to know about a secret war in Laos? They call CIA Air Operation in Laos from 1959 to 1975. You can go online, you can see all the detail during Connecticut and Pao. Military region for the SGU, like I say, we have 5 regions. Region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Region 1 up the north. Region 2 over here. Region 3 my region. Region 4 in down south in Pak Se. We call Lima 11 or the Tango. My region, Region 3, Lima 39. Region 5, we don't have SGU. The central of Laos in capital. Most Region 5, they join with SGU, Region 2 and Region 3. Yeah, we have 5 Region SGU. I know you can see the booklet. You see how old SGU and served in Vietnam War. One SGU, he stand with our Colonel Airport. He only 13 years old. Yeah, you look at the booklet in there. Yeah, amazing for the... Because we natural born in jungle. Yeah, like I say, when my boss, he dropped me up in North Vietnam 1964, he worried, he said, "Sir, you sure you gotta go?" I said, "Yes. Mr. Bill, you don't worry about me. You drop me in jungle, you never find me. One day I come back." The same thing here. We have only 13 years old. Yeah. This, thank you for this picture. Yeah. This is very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Present to him. His story.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, thank you. This is history from Region 2. Yeah.
No, everybody.
Oh, everybody. Yeah, and inside the museum. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, this is all the history from Pao. and Legion 2. Yeah. Thank you for Nikita from Georgia, from my SGU over there. I thank you so much for our XIONG. Yeah, he not feel good. One his chapter member over there, he got wounded with all the bullet on the front. He's still alive right now. Yeah, but he's a pretty bad condition, very bad condition. He can be here today. Thank you for XIONG too. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, this is the book and his story from General Wang Bao, General VP. They used to call President Kennedy go talk to him before the war come up from South Vietnam and in Laos. This book got put inside the museum and all his story between United States in Laos and on this book. So we gotta live in there. His General Wang Bao picture. And we want to put this in the museum. So who like to read and see, come and see and look. All his story, the Vietnam War between President Kennedy and General Wang Bao, with that picture, is in here. Okay, thank you.
ต่อการเด็กให้ลุงเดี๋ยวลูกคงเชิญนอเตียเลยตัวมือเกจเสียหัวส่วนสิ่งนั้นกูจะเป็นใช้เจอเกจเสียหัวเนี่ยดูกินอ
All right. Right now, our monument in hometown in Middletown. Now we stand together with our TAWM community, and I hope in the future our mayor I hope we build this until last minute and midnight, and we're gonna have celebration again year and year and year. Thank you, sir.
You have our support.
Yeah.
They won't come down, sir. You have to go to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
ส่วนสิ่งนั้นกูจะไปมือใช้จอมมงเต็มรอยจากกูตุ้ดรอตัวกงลูกคงเชิงนอหล่อชีกงยังดูโอเค
หยอกกันร้ายบุกีกันร้าย
สองสี่นะเต็มรู้ทำเป็นแถวตาหูมันจะงามแน่เว้ย
We have to have the helicopter with the soldiers. They have to be here.
To be here?
Yeah. So they're gonna be Yeah, they're gonna face it. It's too wide. You gotta get in. Yeah, you can step in all the way close to the helicopter.
อีจงเนี่ยจีกิตินิจาที่จงพยมอชวดส่วนสุดตัวคะแนนโคปอตาลันเดอร์ยลูกคงเช่งชื่อชีเนี่ยโดนรุ่งเมโรทาวเนี่ยโดนรุ่งเซนแคนาติแคทตัวชันหุ่นตัวเขาที่อเมริกากูอยากเรียกว่าหรือว่านักการจุนส่วนสุดตัวเป็นมิชชั่นชีดัว